Fantastic. Well, can we talk about music now?
Yes.
Tell me about who you played with, right from the start.
From the start.
Yeah. Like in a band, when you first get together with a band, who was it with?
Okay. Yeah. All right. I started playing the guitar when I was about 7, nearly 8 years old.
Who gave it to you?
Who gave it to me? Well, I was inspired. It was grade 3, and a mate of mine, Gary Warner, because I just moved up from Frankston, up to Oakley South. I went to Oakley South Primary School. And Gary Warner was the only guy in the class that took a shine to me because I was a new kid in the fucking school. So we became best mates, and I used to go down to his place, and his mum and dad were a very strict Jewish sort of people, and him and his older brother John were very regimented in their life. And here I am, 7, 8 year old, and Gary's 7, 8 year old, and we're walking around, and he'd have to do half an hour every day after school, half an hour. Have to sit there with his mating electric guitar. I'm talking the kids, and his mating fucking amp.
Yep.
And I fucking swear, you know, like I mean,
He hated it.
He hated it. And he really, really hated it, and he was shit house, but he just did it. And I used to sit there, and I was just like, I was absolutely blown away, you know, thinking, how can you do that? Oh, how can I hate this? I hate this. So anyway, once he'd finished his half an hour, we'd fuck off and we'd just go and do shit and ride our motorbikes and mini bikes and shit, you know. And that was like a real point.
You played his guitar, or?
I couldn't play then.
But you tried, or?
No, I just. But then,
like the idea.
It was right at that time. Yeah. It was right at that time. The critical point came. Lionel Rose.
Yeah.
Had just won the world championship. The bantamweight title.
Yep.
And my father and I listened to it on a crystal set that I built, because I've always been interested in. And we were listening to him fight in Japan.
Because he fought a Japanese.
Right.
Because he fought fighting Harada.
Fighting Harada. Yeah. And he beat him. And I was wrapped. He was my fucking hero, you know.
Yeah.
See, abos and stuff, you know, I didn't give a fuck. I still don't give a fuck. Look, shitheads are shitheads, cunts are cunts, you know. Like, I mean, I don't give a fuck what colour they are, you know. I met plenty of fucking white cunts that are fucking cunts too. But anyway.
But the government treating all Aboriginal people like they're fucking saints is probably not quite right. But anyway,
that's dead right. No, that's dead right, because it's just anybody can be what they want to be. And so anyway, he won the title, and he carried on for a while after that, and he really loved his country music. Yeah. And
I believe he even sang.
Pardon?
I believe he sang.
He's not a real good singer, but he really enjoyed singing, yeah. And it was nice. I really liked his singing anyway. Yeah. And he was just a strummer on the guitar, and but
go on with you.
He had a single called "Let Me Thank You," and on the other side was "Pick Me Up on Your Way Down." Fucking do I know those songs? And I bought that single as a 7 or 8 year old kid, and I played it and played it and played it and fucking played it and played it, you know. And those two songs, I know every fucking bit of them. I love them, right? Because
how old were you when you bought that?
Songs. But anyway, the whole point of this point here is the band that he was using was a Melbourne band called the Hawking Brothers Country 5. Now, they were really, really big in Australia at that time.
And we're talking early 60s?
Early 60s. Yeah. And they were a country band, you know, not country western thing. Yeah. And in that fucking band was George Xantos, pedal steel player. Yeah. And I'd never heard anything like that in my fucking life. But I've been exposed to music since I was a really young kid, because my Uncle Marshall played drums, in a trad jazz band, and you know,
Yeah.
and Mum and Dad used to go out because everybody used to go out. So and I'd always be crawling around the fucking stage, and Uncle Marshall would be fucking blapping away, you know.
Yeah. So you grew up on this.
So I grew up around pretty lights and stuff and music, and I love it.
And public performance too.
Anyway, George Xanthos, and it nailed me. The steel, the pedal steel guitar. Mum said, "Do you want to learn to play that?" I said, "Yeah." So she said, "All right." So she made some inquiries about it. So you usually start on a 6-string guitar upside down with a high bridge on it, and you learn to use the bar and a dobro technique, you know, and that's how you learn to play steel from day one with a basic dobro technique. And Mum found this old fella, like an old bloke, he would have been in his 70s or something like that, to start me teaching. And the fucking week I was going to go to learn to have my first lesson with pedal steel, the old bugger fell off the perch.
Which was an inauspicious start.
And so Mum came up, she said, "Oh, he's passed away, you know, and what do you want to do?" And I said, "Well..."
At this stage of your career?
She said, "You want to learn to play the guitar like Gary?" I said, yeah, that's fantastic, that's fantastic.
Gary Costigan. Come on, put your hands together for me. Come on. That is fucking wonderful. Fucking so but Rockin Rob was on my mind. She was young and beautiful, and the pain went deep. I was scared. Scared. See you all soon. Thank you for coming.
Comrades, fellow workers, let's thank all the musicians who worked here tonight. Quite a few of them. Let's thank them all. Let's really give it up for them.